Sherry Russell here from mining.com.au, and today I have something super special for you. We're standing here in the core shed for Aureka, a Victorian gold explorer, and standing next to me is an analyst that has been covering Aureka recently. This is Josh, the Senior Resource Analyst for RAAS. Josh, it's a pleasure to see you again. How are you?
I'm good, and yourself?
Not too bad, thank you. I love a site visit. Love that cold northerly wind coming through on us right now.
Spring is brilliant.
Oh, who doesn't love the western part of the Victorian goldfields? Oh, finally, some great lighting. Now, obviously, most important, we are standing here in the core shed looking at a variety of core that's come from the Irvine Project lately. First and foremost, let's talk about your recent coverage of Aureka. Why is this company standing out to you?
I think the most exciting thing is that you got a fresh team on some assets that have just not had some good TLC for a little while, and with this refreshed approach, with some capital to fund drilling and exploration, this potential actually will get realised, hopefully anyway.
Well, look, I have been bullish on the Victorian goldfields longer than it actually made sense, quite frankly. So we were out at the Sonovan Project today. Now, have you been closely following the drill program there?
Yeah, so actually Aureka is one I've been following since the original recapitalisation, so they're definitely under coverage more recently, something I've followed for a while, and it has taken a little bit of time for them to sort of work out what is going on, but based on what we're seeing out of the recent drilling, it seems that this geological reinterpretation is starting to bear fruit, and results look like they will be hopefully improving going forward, and hopefully we'll start to see some of that exploration target converted into JORC resources.
Now, one of the things Aureka has been quite proud of is talking about 330 days of continuous drilling, and we saw the rig in action. Do you have a view on this non-stop drilling that Aureka is doing?
Well, non-stop drilling is great because it always means there's catalysts coming in the stock. But I think what's important to sort of note there is that since the initial recapitalisation in late 2024, once they got the money in the door and started drilling, they haven't stopped. They had a target of around 7,000 metres within 15 to 18 months from the commencement of drilling, and within the first 12 months they look like they'll comfortably do in excess of 7,000 metres. So, what you want to see in a junior explorer is one that's putting all the money in the ground.
So essentially, you and I have been kicking around the resource industry for a while. What we're seeing here is a company that's sort of under-promised and it looks to be over-delivering, especially when it comes to metres and core in the ground. Is that a positive thing to walk away with?
I definitely think that is very positive. There's a lot of companies that just don't do the drilling that they should or promise when they ask for money as well, and Aureka is definitely one of those ones that is doing what they say they will do.
So, final question to take today home. Obviously, as you said, there's a lot of catalysts coming. We're in the last quarter of 2025. What's on your radar? What are you looking to see to come out of Aureka?
Yeah, I think this expanded drill program at the Irvine Project, where there's, I think, another 8 or 9 holes to come after the 4 or 5 they've drilled recently. That'll provide a lot of ongoing catalysts, and as we've been able to see with all the core behind us, there's a lot of sulfides and a lot of quartz, and hopefully there's a lot of gold in there as well. And I think if these assays do come back in line with expectations in the geological model, you'll definitely start to see resource growth come through, and growing resource hopefully translates into a growing share price.
Well, when those results come through, hopefully you and I can touch base again and review them. Listen, thank you so much for your views today, and I look forward to talking with you more.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you for having me.